How are you doing, gardeners? Ed Schneider with Fresh Picked Acres of Kansas, and we're happy to have so many of you with us today. Thank you to our growing community. We're happy to have you along. Today's video, we're going to talk about roll up or roll down curtains. We're going to talk about why I have both of them, the advantages of them and the disadvantage of both of those types of systems. Now, the traditional hoop house had always had roll up curtains. Now, one of the advantages to that type of a system is its cost effectiveness. Having the curtain rolled up from the bottom is the same plastic you use on the entire greenhouse. Now, the drop down curtain, the disadvantage of it is its cost. You are adding a heavier duty curtain. It will last longer, so if you pencil that in, I don't have the numbers with me to talk about how, will it save in the long run or not, but it certainly is a lot heavier duty of a plastic curtain that can drop down. The other side about the drop down curtain that I like about it is the fact that you have end flaps on both sides, very easy to keep the wind from buckling out that curtain. Compared to our roll up curtain, where we have flaps on the inside to help buffer that, but it's still subject to some wind getting in there along the sides. So when we look at why I chose to go with the drop down curtain along my sidewalls is this: you're in the spring or you're in the fall, you're dealing with that early weather where, gosh, it's getting up to 80 degrees in your greenhouse, and in ideal temperatures is 70 to 80. But you need to bring in a little bit of air into the building, but it's still a little cold outside. It could still be right at 30 degrees outside, but the sun's hitting the building and warming it up. Well, that's where a drop down curtain, I think, holds the advantage. Is you can drop that curtain down an inch or two. You can allow the cold air to come into the house, and it'll mix with that warm 80-degree air before it drops and hits the plants. Whereas a roll-up curtain, the disadvantage is that you're going to open it up. Well, as it comes in, as that cool air comes into your high tunnel, it's automatically going to be running into those outside plants. And I think that helps out in that time of year. Is it something there that you can't manage? Certainly you could. You can manage that. Disadvantages to roll down curtains is they're more expensive in the terms of the fabric of the curtain. Should they last longer? They should. The disadvantages to a roll-up curtain and advantages is the advantage of a roll-up curtain is it's cheaper and it's easier to manage along the lines of just you're just draping it over, and you continue on down to your that same plastic after you put your hip board on and get that plastic tied off. Then you go on down and you're ready to hook up your curtain. It's done in one fluid motion like that. So I think in that terms, it's a little faster on it. In the terms of cost of your pipe, the drop down curtain, we're using an 1 1/8 pipe on the curtain. That is a nice heavy duty deal in our system. And what I love about the way this design and you see in a lot of drop down curtains, guys are using pulleys and things like that. Well, we don't have to with the system. It's basically just a pipe. You have a winch on the other end that helps you with some of that load. You're not, for 1 pound, you're not turning 1 pound. It's very much geared down to help you turn that winch to raise and lower the curtain. And I have a 72-foot building, and it handles it just fine. But basically, the pipe winds up a string, and it's held on with a Tex screw with a button on the end of it to help. You just wrap the button around the string around the button, and then you use your Tex screw and drill it into your pipe. And then you simply adjust your string so everything is level on your greenhouse. This is a very simple system. I knew right then and there and I've worked with a lot of drop down curtains in my lifetime. For 40 years I have, and this is by far the easiest system I've ever seen. We bought it at Rolling Hills Farm Supply in Drakesville, Iowa, and it's an Amish store. I'll put a link to their phone number, and if you're interested in getting a drop-down curtain. So the drop-down curtains and front and the roll-up curtains on my big greenhouse, we call it the big greenhouse. It's a 30 by 72, and that greenhouse there, I knew here in Kansas we were struggling to deal with the summertime heat without the airflow coming in to my buildings. Now, in Kansas, we do have a lot of wind. I know a lot of folks look at their areas as being windy and that type of thing. I promise you that Kansas has this good share of wind that comes through. By having my building situated south to north, what happens is our summertime winds are south or southerly breeze. By opening up my high tunnel, I can get my building very cool, or as cool as I possibly can, by just having a roll-up curtain on each end of the building. Now, I don't have to open this curtain up on a daily basis. If the weather's a little cool, spring, fall, I just leave it sitting in down in its base down there that we built. It'll just sit there, and I don't have to open it up. So usually in the mornings in the summer, my first thing I'll do early summer is I'll just open up the sidewalls and let the heat come up. Maybe in the afternoon we'll open up a curtain, maybe not, just depends on the day. With having the north and south curtains to be able to be open, the air can flow 100% through. Do I think that it'd be better for there to be louvers up on the top of the house? I do, and I think my next building I will put in a louver to help get some of that hot air out of the building. But I tell you, our plants looked fabulous this last year in the high tunnel, and it was just as hot. It was the same temperature outside as it was in, and certainly I can't reduce the temperature without any cool cells or anything like that. So I was very happy we were able to do it, and of course the sunshade certainly did help reduce some of that ultraviolet light that was coming in through our plastic. So we had a very good time on that. Now, if you like these types of videos, please hit that like and subscribe button and come grow with us.